Anyway, hello, my name is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy's Country Life. I am super pumped that you're here with me today. What we're going to be doing today in my kitchen is making homemade pizza. That's what we're having for supper tonight, and we're going to go with it. I had laid out some meat to cook, and it's not anywhere near thawing, so I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator. We'll do it tomorrow. I'm just going to get started, and we'll do, I have the stuff for the pizza, so that's what we're going to do. Now, we are not, we're big pizza people, but I don't care for a whole lot of toppings on mine. I'm basically a pepperoni girl, or I like cheese pizza. I do like a barbecue chicken pizza, and I do like a Canadian bacon and pineapple pizza. That's the extent of what I want for my pizza. My husband is a meat eater. Give him the meat lovers. Give him all the meats on his pizza. So I always, when I make a pizza, I do half what he wants and half what I want. I've got pepperonis in the refrigerator, so I'm going to have a pepperoni pizza. And I pulled out a jar of my ground beef, and I'm going to fry this up, and I get a little brownness on it, even though it's fully cooked. I just do a quick browning on it. And so he's going to have ground beef and pepperoni on his pizza. That's the extent of my meat options at this moment. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to show you how I do my pizza dough. This is my paper that I've got my pizza dough on. I keep it on top of my microwave, and it has gotten water dripped on it and stuff like that. But the pizza dough recipe that I have makes like 2 big pizzas, 2 big rectangles, or 2 extra large pizzas. So I half the recipe, which I've written out the half part over here. And really, that's more dough than what we need for our pizza. So I told my husband last time that I made this, I said, I'm going to half the half. Because the dough is, it's just so puffed up, it's too much dough. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my half recipe, and then I'm going to take half of it and put it in the freezer. So next time we have pizza, I just have to pull it out, let it fall, and we're good to go. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring you down. I'm doing this in my bread maker. I'm making the dough in my bread maker. That's just how I do it. So I'm going to bring you down here and show you the ingredients. Okay, so this is a Hamilton Beach bread maker that I've had for a while. I think I got it at Walmart. And I love it. I don't bake bread in here. I don't like bake loaves of bread in here, but I do use it for making dough. It does your kneading and everything for you. So what we're going to start out with is it calls for a half a cup of warm water. I've got a cup. I like to just go ahead and warm up a cup of warm water, and that way if the dough needs more, I've already got it in here warmed up. So I'm just going to put, let me get it around to my cup. I'm just going to put a half a cup in here to start out with. Okay, and then I've got active dry yeast. I've said this before. If you're new though, bread machines usually call for instant yeast. I don't use instant. I have used instant yeast, but normally I don't, because I have so much active dry yeast that it does fine, because I'll add the yeast. I'm going to let it proof for just a few minutes, and then it's going to go through its session, and it's going to do an initial rise. But I'm also going to, after I take it out of the bread machine, I'm going to let it rest and come to another rise. So the yeast has got plenty of time to work its magic. It doesn't have to be very fast. Hold on, I've got to get a tablespoon. Okay, and I need 1 tablespoon of yeast. And I'm just going to go ahead and get a tablespoon of sugar and add in here with it. Yeast loves sugar, it feeds it, so we're going to make it happy. Give it a little meal. I keep my active dry yeast in the refrigerator in this mason jar. And I have had this since last August. And it's still good. And then I have bought more yeast since then. I've got it in a mason jar in my freezer. So when I run out of this, I will take it out of my freezer and start using it and keep it in the refrigerator. It really, really extends the life of the yeast by keeping it cold. Okay, I'm going to let this proof for a few minutes and then I'll be back. Okay, it's got some foam on the top. I know we're good. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Half it, Kathy. 3 cups of flour. I'm using all-purpose. Hope I have enough in my container. Let's see. It's a little bit shy on flour. Let me go refill my container. Okay. I am beginning to run low on my flour. I'm going to have to go bulk up. Alright, that's just a little bit shy. We're going to guesstimate at that. Don't guesstimate like me. Okay, then I need a tablespoon, no, let's see, half a tablespoon of salt. And then I need a half a tablespoon of garlic powder. I may do a whole tablespoon because if you don't like garlic. Alright, I got the water, the yeast. I need a little bit more sugar. I just sprinkled a little bit, so I'm going to put another teaspoon of sugar. And then I need a half a tablespoon of salt. 1 teaspoon. This is like a quarter of a teaspoon, so don't think I'm just putting teaspoons, scoops in here. It's a half, okay? I mean, it's a quarter of a teaspoon. Okay, so what I do is I turn it on and I go to my dough cycle, which it listed on top here. Dough for me is 8, so I'm going to go to cycle 8. It tells me it's 1 hour and 30 minutes. Basically, it is 30 minutes of mixing, kneading, and 1 hour rise. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. And see if it needs more liquid, which I've got my other half a cup of water here. And I can already tell it is. Let me show you. See how floury it is? And I know why now. Ding dong, look. For the whole pizza dough, it's 3 cups warm water. For the half a recipe, I put a half a cup. It would be 1.5 cups for half the recipe, so no wonder it looks so dry. Let me correct that. Okay, that was a ding-dong mistake. So I put another cup of warm water. There we go. That's looking better. I think that after the last one I made is when I did the half recipe. I wrote it down on here. Let me go ahead and correct that. 1.5. I corrected it. So now it's forming. It's probably going to need a little bit more water, but I'm going to wait and let it go for just a little bit more. And I do, during this initial phase, I like to scrape down the sides to make sure it all gets incorporated. Okay, see if you can see this. If you can see, all this loose flour that's just rumbling around on the bottom, that tells me it needs a little bit more water to get that incorporated. Whoop, there we go. Alright, I'm going to shut it. And I may have put too much water, but we'll see. I'm going to let it get a good mix in. And whoa, hello. I'm going to get it good and mixed up, and then we'll see if I need to add a little bit more water. I can smell that garlic. Okay, so we're going to let that go. I can't help, I just love looking in there. I'm going to let that go. Put my recipe up there so it don't get wet. And I am going to add just a little smidge more water because now it looks wet on the bottom. Okay. Gosh, that garlic smells awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna put up my stuff, clean up this mess that I made. I'm gonna let this go. Like I said, it's got an hour and 26 minutes now, so I will come back when this is done and we will proceed further. Thank y'all for being here. I'm so happy. Alright, we've got about 40 more minutes on the dough, but look what my husband just brought home. Strawberries. 2 big old packages of them. The farms around us are already doing strawberries. Their strawberries are already ripening. And this farm has always got the best. They've always got the best strawberries. And they just get better as the season goes on. But anyway, so I get to wash a bunch of strawberries tonight, but I'm excited about that. I'll have to make something with them. More sweets, I guess. Oh well. Such is the life. Stay home and make sweets. Okay, our dough is ready. Look how beautiful that puffed up. So, we're just going to punch it down. And then I'm going to bring you down here. Beautiful. Okay. And we are going to work with half of it, because I really think that half of it is, ooh, I don't want to cut my, is all that we're going to need for ours. And cut some flour down. Okay, I'm going to rub it out. I don't do round ones, I do rectangle. Somewhat rectangle. Or somewhat round. Whatever shape I get it in. And I try to get it pretty thin because when it bakes in the oven it puffs up even more. So if you start out with a pretty thick dough, then it really ends up being a really doughy pizza. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, it's not sticking too bad. I just roll it up on my rolling pin, and we're going to unroll it. Need to go this way. It's a weird shape, but that is okay. I got my favorite pizza sauce. It's the Muir Glen organic pizza sauce. I get that from Asher Standard, and it's really good. I'm going to spread it out, not all the way to the end, the edges, but really close. Got my oven preheating to 375. Okay. this is the ground beef that I had just put in the skillet and browned up. And that's Chris's side. Got pepperonis for the whole pizza. Yeah, that look good. Okay. I've got this pizza spice that I had ordered off of Amazon a while back. It does have a pretty good kick to it, but I like to just lightly sprinkle some over it. It's got real good flavor, but it does have a kick to it. And if you was with me when I did my Costco haul, I had bought this mozzarella, and it's just sliced mozzarella, fresh mozzarella. I already used some, so I'm just going to place this over in big chunks. I think it'll be good. I can't remember what I used it for. I don't remember. I used it on something. Anyway, it's delicious. So fresh tasting. Okay. And I am going to sprinkle just a little bit of salt over it. Okay. Now this is going to go into a 375 oven until the cheese is all melted and bubbly. And I'm not sure how long that's going to take. I'm going to say about 25 minutes. But the oven's almost there, so I'll stick this in the oven. We'll cook it, and I'll bring you back when I get it out, and we'll do a taste test. And I got this other thing of the other half of the pizza dough. And I'm just going to scoot this in a freezer Ziploc. Squeeze the air out. I'm going to label it pizza dough. April 23. And I'll stick this in the freezer. And we'll be good to go. Ta-da! It smells delicious. And it is piping hot. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half. Well, the thing ain't rolling. It's gonna be so hot. Hot, 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 hot. I'm not Italian, but that is delicious. That is delicious. So thank you guys for being here with me again in my kitchen. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, a like, give me a comment. I'd love to hear from y'all. And if you're not already subscribed, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. It would really make me happy. So thank you again for joining us. We're going to sit down and eat our supper, and we're going to have strawberries. Oh, I washed those. They're dripping. Strawberries for dessert. Bye.